Hey, this is Mikey over at the Hair Business Blueprint, and today I'm going to give you 10 ideas to drive free traffic to your e-commerce website so hopefully you can start boosting sales.
Oh my God! Wow!
Now, before I get started, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments section below. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you would like to be more successful in the hair industry. Now, right in front of me, I do have this long 45-inch raw lace front wig. So please do not let this distract you. I was just deciding to flex a little bit this morning. So let's get to the top 10 ideas. Okay, so tip number 1, content marketing. Now, I know so many people, because we manage so many brands and we do a lot of training with people, they don't like to write blog posts. But it is absolutely crucial that you write some blog posts that are going to have very good information on how to use your products and services.
I am the one, the way your son don't need.
Okay, so that goes into maybe how to install a wig, how to do a quick weave. Now, to make something really powerful, you can double that up with making a YouTube video just like this. This video itself will probably end up going into a blog post, so you can have a 1-2 punch as far as content marketing goes. Now, content marketing can go a long way for a couple different reasons. Not only does Google like it, but it's also proven that websites that have blog posts and additional content on their website generally sell about 70% more. So if you're thinking about it, do I want to sell 70% more than normal websites? I probably need some good information and blog posts on my website. Yes, that's true. Also, you're probably thinking, you know, I'm looking for content to share on social media, and I'm always just sharing my product pages, buy this, buy this, buy this. Guess what? People don't like to be sold to. So if you can share some educational information that can help your customer or potential customer, it's going to go a long way. It's going to take a little bit of time to create this content in these blog posts, but look, it is a definite necessity. So I would definitely get started. Make sure that you do it a long form content, meaning make sure the blog post is at least 1,000 words. Don't have some little 2-paragraph blog post. You're not doing yourself any justice. So make sure you're real detailed, real informative. Don't worry about giving out too much amazing information. It's going to come back to you once your clients start purchasing. Tip number 2, social media. Yeah, that's a pretty simple one, but you have to also be strategic with the social media. Just like I was talking about the content marketing, you have to be really cautious about not trying to oversell in social media. Think about things that you can post on social media that can entice people to visit your website. You can go to Canva and create a free, 10 tips to hair care document for free, put it on your website, and then you can put a link from your social media over to your website and say, hey, download my 10 tips for hair care. Okay, so what's going to happen is first, you're going to get that visitor to your website. Next, you're probably going to make them sign up for your email newsletter to get that document. So now you're collecting emails, and then you can market to them all different ways through Facebook ads, which we're going to have another video on the paid ads. But so you can do all sorts of things once you get there. Plus, you've given away something to a client or potential client that is of value. So you're not necessarily trying to sell them all the time. You're giving them content that helps them in their journey with beauty and with hair. So think about that. Don't just post on social media, buy. Creating these content ideas, these documents, it could be a special video that's not on your YouTube channel. You can put it as, I think it's unpublished, so it's kind of a hidden video, and you can put it on a page or a special link that's only for people that, click on this link, it can't be found otherwise. So it's almost like a sense of urgency. It's kind of like that nightclub that you can't find, that's in an alley, that you got to go through like a coffee shop, and then it's like you go through that door, and then boom.
Surprise, motherfucker.
It creates that type of experience where this is not just something everyone can get. So you just have to be a little bit more strategic with social media. It's not just about selling. Tip number 3 is utilize Facebook groups. Now, I can tell you this from experience because I run the single largest hair extension business Facebook group on Facebook with, at the time of recording this, over 38,000 members. Whoa! I will make sure to have a link below so you can hop in the group, join, and get educated all about the hair business. But there are tons of groups out there where you can put information and be part of the conversation. Now, the worst thing, which I see all the time in our Facebook group, is where people start trying to post in the group, trying to sell their products and services, even though we make it very clear in the group rules, this is not a group for you to be selling your products, this is a group for education.
Stop it.
So, a quick tip, don't piss the admins off by trying to post selling, products that they already sell, and probably like us, a lot cheaper and a lot more accessible. So don't do that. Go into the groups and provide value. Be part of the conversation. When people have questions, if you have the information and good, valid information, make sure that you're answering, giving resources, everything else. Once you start figuring out inside these groups what kind of questions are being asked, you can go back to the content marketing and start creating amazing blog posts about what they're asking about. And you can say, it's much better to say, hey, this is actually a really great question. A lot of our clients ask about this, fill in the blank hair care or sew in style or wig technique. I have a really detailed blog post that walks you through step by step on how to do this. It's a much better way to get people to your site by providing value and not selling. I'm not saying that you don't try to ever sell to clients. That's not true, but it's really like the 80-20 rule. Sell 20, provide value 80, and you're gonna have much better results. Tip number 4, offer a consultation call. Now, this is something in the hair industry especially, people aren't really doing at all. Well, very minimal. So offer a consultation call about, you can have a form on your website that says like, hey, book a 5-minute call or a 10-minute call, and we can provide you an idea of what the best next hairstyle or what the exact extensions you should purchase. There's tons of extensions out there. I showed you guys earlier in the video this raw hair. Now, if someone just wants an inexpensive quick weave, they shouldn't be using the top quality raw hair. They can probably find something a lot cheaper because you're going to be cutting up the wefts and really going to be damaging the integrity of the weft. It's going to shed a little bit more. You don't want to deal with that with raw hair. Okay, so think about these kind of things that you can educate your potential customer about, about different styles, what it looks like. You can maybe get on a Zoom call and, show people, hey, this is what this style looks like on video instead of just a flat picture on a website. Now, this can be a little bit more difficult once your business grows substantially, but in the beginning, especially, you have to go above and beyond for your clients. Now, if you did something like this, I'm actually thinking about doing something like this for private label now because it sounds so good. If you're doing something like this, and it's really helping grow your business, then what you can do is you can bring someone else in to help with that. But in the beginning, it's a free service you can offer. You can use a program like Calendly. You might already have a booking service if you're a hairstylist already, and where you can fill in these quick 5-10 minute conversations, and it also allows the potential customer or the current customer to connect with you and your brand. Tip number 5, email marketing. Okay, you can start building your list using a program like MailChimp that allows up to 2,000 subscribers for free, and they give you plenty of features. Now, when building this email list, similar to what I talked about earlier, it's not all about just offering coupons and sales. Think about what you can offer or what you can create that allows people to sign up for the email list to get XYZ. Okay, so that might be Sign up for this email list and book a consultation call. Sign up for this list and you're going to get my guide to installing wigs. You know, it's unlimited what you can do. I generally say start with what you're most knowledgeable about because that makes it easier to write and talk about. Okay, so if you do that, it's an easy way to start building your email list and pushing out also all sorts of content to your subscribers and then driving traffic to your website. Free traffic technique number 6, guest blog posting. Okay, what that means is there's tons of websites out there that talk about hair and beauty, and they're looking for writers. If you can write really nice guest blog posts, you can send it to them and say, hey, I would love to publish this blog post. It's very informative on your website. Inside that blog post, it probably has 1 or 2 links to your website, or at least an author bio to your website. Someone can read all this detailed information, they can really enjoy it, really like it, really connect to it, and say, hey, I want to learn more about who this person is writing this. Oh, here's the link to their website, and it links over to your website. It is a fantastic way to get free traffic to your website. It's also going to build up your authority in the beauty industry, as well as have a link to your website, which is great for SEO. Tip number 7 for free traffic to your website is getting press. Reaching out to your local press. That could be the newspaper, it could be online resources, you can reach out to blogs. There are tons of media outlets. So reaching out to them is absolutely key because they're not going to just come knocking on your door for them to write about you. It's always a point that you have to be really aggressive and reach out to them directly. You know, a great way to do it is to find articles that, you know, it makes sense for maybe you to be in or you could be talking about. Find the author of who it is and then go to LinkedIn. Very important to build up your LinkedIn profile. Go over to LinkedIn, connect with them, say, hey, I really enjoyed this on this article, start connecting. They might go over to your profile and they can see what you do. You might be perfect for an upcoming article. Then you could also pitch them for an article. This is a fantastic way to get more traffic to your website. So think about reaching out to the press. Tip number 8, free traffic to your website. This is actually a really strategic one, is interview influencers. So you're looking for that content for your website, which I talked about the blog posts. What about interviewing an influencer in the industry, maybe a stylist with a huge following, a beauty influencer? Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to create this nice article, make sure you get some photos from them, maybe insert one of their YouTube videos, something that really promotes them, but the conversation is all about what your product's types are. What are the influencer going to do when this comes out? They're obviously going to share it with their friends and followers because who doesn't like to get interviewed? Every time I'm interviewed for a podcast or for the media, I'm posting it everywhere to let people know, hey, I just got interviewed by this website. I'm so excited. Go read the article. It's a great way to introduce people to your brand by interviewing others. You know, these influencers, they're always looking for ways to get their name out there more because it helps them with their influence, right? So it's a two-way street here. You're promoting them, they're promoting you. There's really no dollar value in this because it's an interview. It's a little different than promote my product where I'm going to send my product to you and you promote it. Interviews is a very strategic way to get more traffic to your website. Tip number 9 is set up a Google My Business account. It is completely free. This is fantastic if you have a physical location because this is how you show up in Google Maps. But even if you don't have a physical location, you can still go into Google My Business, you can get it set up, and then you just make it so your address is not shown. It's much more powerful to have your address there. Google likes that a lot more than having it hidden. But you know, this is also a free tool. It's not costing you anything. Make sure you spend time to really build out your Google My Business page. Try to get reviews onto the page. This is going to help the algorithm and show up more in Google, which is going to help you send traffic to your website. Because within Google My Business, there's all sorts of places where you can add links to your website, you can post all your products on there, you can post updates, and Google loves an active business because that means the business is probably still in business. They don't like to show companies that are just kind of not present, because that's going to mess up their search algorithm. It's not going to be good for their search intent for the customers. So spend some time, build on Google My Business. It's completely free and very powerful. And the final 10th idea to get traffic to your website is to be a guest on podcasts. It's really easy to reach out to podcast hosts and say, hey, your podcast is about beauty, your podcast is about entrepreneurship. There's plenty of topics that you can probably speak very easily about. Podcast hosts are always looking for guests. There's also Facebook groups where I think it's Find a Guest, Be a Guest podcast group where you can post there. And the goal is to talk about your business, talk about the strategies you use for your business. What's going to happen is people are going to listen to that, and there's a good chance they're going to want to learn more about you and your products because you're on a niche that is related to your business, these podcasts, and they can go over to your website. It's also probably going to have your link in the show notes, which is going to be great for SEO. So as you're creating all this content, you're getting all these links from all the previous examples of getting free traffic, all these links to your website. It's going to do nothing but boost your presence in the search engine optimization on Google, Bing, Yahoo, all the popular search engines. So all the value starts coming together and boosting your rankings and getting you even more free traffic to your website. So I've just given you 10 actionable ideas to get free traffic to your website where you can start building up your client base, building up your sales, and really growing your hair business. Now, if you have any questions about these, make sure you leave it in the comments below. And of course, if you want to grow your hair business, I'm here to help. Make sure you subscribe to the Hair Business channel, and we will keep having great content coming for you every single week.